Here we go.
If I could ever get out of this fog and find my takeoff spot, I might find out. I'm sure I will sooner or later. Let's see. Whoop, there it is. So here we are with Thelma Lou, Mini 3 Pro. And we are up and away.
Sort of. Okay, we're getting our camera straightened out here now. And disregard that scarecrow on the left. He's scaring the deer off the watermelon plants. Off the watermelons. So we're headed due south. And it is a warm, muggy August morning. Somewhere around the 10 o'clock time frame. And we're going to take old Thelma Lou up and get some wind up her skirt. She likes that. Gain a little altitude here, or grab a little altitude, like some other people like to say.
I'll tell you what, that's just too much flight time, so let's start over.
Well, listen to that guy. What do you know? Disregard that man behind the curtain. Some editing problems here, but we'll forge on rather than start over. So we've grabbed a little altitude now. As you can see, the clouds letting a little bit of sunlight through on the crop fields below. You can see nice woods, and that is looks like a soybean field. Doesn't look like they're very, very tall, so it looks like late soybeans in this field this year. So we're just getting a lay of the land here. It's early enough where we might see some deer. Who knows? Usually the deer are back in their beds by this time, and you'll catch some turkeys out and about in the fields. The deer aren't that stupid. Be caught out in the open like this very often. There's an old saying about wild turkeys, though. You know, Benjamin Franklin wanted the wild turkey as our national bird instead of the eagle. And the old saying goes, if a wild turkey could smell, no one would ever kill one. That's how smart they are. If they have the nose of a deer, you wouldn't kill them. They actually see in stereo, and they see in color, one of the few animals that do, which deer do not see in color like we do. They just see a few different shades of orange and blue. Anyway, but they've got exceptional noses. So that's where that old saying comes from. I see some smoke or some steam on the horizon. So we'll drift on down this way a little ways and see if we can put an eyeball on it. See what this is all about. I see something running out of that field down there. Oh, in the woods already. Huh. Got to have little animals, little critters sometimes scurry back into the woods, although I'm up high enough now where they won't hear the Mini 3, and if they do, it doesn't bother them. Had a lot of birds lately dive bombing the Mini 3. It's kind of scary. It wouldn't take much of a bird hit to take one of these small drones like this out, even a large drone. So I'm very wary of them. See that water tower out there to the right? I would love to fly over there sometime. About water towers. I like flying around them, doing orbits, and looking at all the antennas on the top of them, and seeing the advertisements for the cities and towns and all kinds of stuff they paint on those things. Pretty neat. But I got my eyes fixed on this power plant. I don't know exactly what type of power plant it is, what they're doing here, but I'm guessing some kind of natural gas or something. Putting a lot of steam in the air. You ought to see it in the winter, boy. It looks pretty from a distance. That steam, that white steam rolling up on a cold blue morning when there's snow on the ground, it really looks neat. Hopefully I'll get to fly that this year. The smokestacks are not putting out anything. When those things are going, it really looks cool. We're just going to edge this one. We're not, yep, there went a bird right down below me. That's what I was talking about. We're just going to skirt the edge of this thing. I don't know how much moisture and stuff is in there, so we don't want to take any chances. So we just go around her like that. How's that? There's the sun up over there. A nice warm sticky August day. It was only in the mid to upper 80s when this flight took place, but later on in the day, like right now, it's 98 and it was 100 degrees a little while ago with a heat index of 111 right now. So you might say kind of sticky, kind of hot and humid. After this flight, my son and I, we did some work out in the woods on trail cameras and tree stands and stuff like that. So it's been about 3 or 4 hours and it was very, very hot. Lots of ticks. Spray down good. Even when you spray down good with permethrin in your neck or someplace. Oop, there's a little glitch right there. Disregard that because we're going to keep going. So back at the ticks, very, very dangerous critters. Besides the Lyme disease, now they're finding out people are allergic to red and some dairy products for the rest of their lives when they get a tick bite. So I guess the best treatment for them is still tetracycline as soon as, you know, they find out that you have been bit by a tick. So just be careful out there, guys. I'd rather be bit by ticks than chiggers, though. At least with the ticks, I can find them, and if I get them off quick enough, they're no problem. But the chiggers, boy, they get on you. You know, little red bugs, you can't see them, you know. They're so tiny, tiny, tiny. You can see them with a magnifying glass, but boy, oh boy, they get on you. And it seems like you don't have one, you have 50 or 100 of them on you, and they just eat you alive. Ate me up a couple of years ago. My arms looked like I had some kind of disease on them all over. It looks like my arms were just disfigured. It was terrible. And it was like that for about a month. By the time they all got off of me and did their thing and everything, it was very, very bad time. Ended up having to go to a dermatologist on that because they ate me up so bad. But hopefully not that bad again. So our takeoff point here, we're just cruising for a snoozing in normal mode. We're running about 23 miles an hour, 24 miles an hour. And we're headed north and northeast right now. Beautiful farmland, as far as the eye can see. Some nice little homes in there too. People have some real nice houses and ponds, and swimming pools tucked away on the side of their houses out in the country. They got it pretty tough, let me tell you. So anyway, we thought we'd take the Mini 3 out and get a couple more flights in. I see Real ID is getting ready to go into effect in a couple weeks, middle of September 16th, I believe, to be accurate. That's going to change the way a lot of people fly, probably. I'm going to be anxious to see what people do and see how they like it. Turn around here and head the other way. We've drifted over there enough. There's that water tower. Okay, there's the smokestacks. Let's go back this way a little ways. I can't make up my mind which way I want to go, but I'm going to go this way, I think. So anyway, that's coming up in about a month from now, a little over a month from now. A lot of people are buying the DJI Air 3, and it's a nice drone, great drone. The only thing I have against it, it weighs like 700 grams, so the restrictions on it are going to be something else. Yeah, it uses OcuSync 4, which is a little bit better way. I think they found a little bit better way to track what frequency of Wi-Fi they should be using, and with that, they've included multiple antennas in the controller and the drone, and it's giving them, from what I understand, better range than the Mini 2 or the Air 2S or the Mini 3 Pro is getting. But there's always a trade-off, you know, and the trade-off is $1,500–1,600, and the other trade-off is the weight of the thing. So we'll just hold off on that for a while. We'll see. If I want to fly a big drone, I've got a Phantom 3 that's Phantom 3 Advanced. It weighs a ton. Still flies real good though. So anyway, we're on our way back. Just scooting along the edge of the trees here. Won't be long now. August, September, October. Hopefully we'll start getting a little bit of color into the woods here in the next month or two. Let's say August. Yeah, I'd say the next 2 months we'll start getting some color. And that's when I like the woods the best, is fall and winter. The landscape, I can see so much more of what the good Lord's put down there as far as topography and stuff like that. I just love flying in the fall and the winter. Biggest problem with the winter is, you know, the batteries don't like the cold, that's for sure. And I think right at freezing is, I think, the recommended low temperature on the Mini 3 Pro for flights, although I've seen a lot of people fly much colder than that. I've been right around freezing flying. The biggest discomfort I have is, you know, I like to feel the sticks, so I've got to use gloves with cut off fingers. And the fingertips tend to get a little on the chilly side. But, you know, and you got to keep the batteries warmer. If you fly with the lighter batteries, you just don't get much time at all once they get cold, boy. That cold seems to zap them pretty quick. But, like I said, the colors and the landscape to me are worth it. It's worth the extra effort having to go out there. Let's see, we'll take a look here, see where we're at. I see where we're at now. Yep, we're right over our takeoff spot, or it's right in front of us right there. So we're going to drift to the east a little bit here. That garden out there with some apple trees and some watermelon. We're going to float over this way a little bit, just drifting to the right. Down alongside of this gravel road here, and then we're going to take a right and go back south and check out this other pasture. There we go. Okay, come on. There we go. That's what I wanted to see right there. I wanted to see where that high line clear cut cuts through right there. We'll drift back this way. Aha! I think I hear something. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Let's go down this way a little ways more. I'm sure I hear it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see how good the old man's hearing is. Get down here just a little ways more. Boy, there's a lot of deer in this area right there. Yeah, now I know I heard it. So we're taking a sharp right, hanging a Roscoe here. We're going to get back up here as quick as we can. We're in normal mode. So we're making a beeline about 23, 24 miles an hour. Because I want to see what I think I see, what I think I heard. And we'll see if I see what I heard, if I saw what I saw, I think. Or did I hear it? So we're about where I want to be. Let's glance up to the right here. Get the camera down, sun's shining through the... Where is it? Where is it? I think I need to pan up a little bit. I know you're there. I see you now. Better flip this thing into sport mode. And if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see the little bonus I told you. Here it is, and it's booking. It's an Amtrak train. Now we're in sport mode, but this train is doing 45 miles an hour if it's, oh, come on through. There she is. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight or nine cars. Like I said, she is booking. I'm doing 35, 36 miles an hour and in sport mode, and she's pulling away from me. But there you go, guys. There's your little bonus I was talking about. You just never know. You can't get any more lucky than that. You know, I was way off over there, minding my own business, having fun, but that whistle gave it away. And it was a long ways off. So I said, let me see if I hear it again. And she blew one more time, just like she's doing at that crossing right there. All right, thanks for letting me videotape you, or video you. There's no tape anymore, at least not on these. So we're going to head back to our home point here. So we got to see some great scenery today. I love the clouds. Look how mottled it looks. The sun shining through. And the humidity is about 80%. So we're going to take one more look in this field, see if we see any critters being critters. And I don't see any. I know there's some more birds up there. When I'm getting ready to land, I saw a bunch of them trying to bother the drone. I don't know if I have them on video or not. I'll have to see. So we're going to go back up here towards this road, and we're going to look at this finger of timber. That there's a walking trail right down there, right next to the railroad track. How cool is that? And the bonus is you get to see trains come by when you're walking. And look at that. You're probably 50 feet from the train, maybe 20, 30, 40 feet at the closest point. I wanted to look at this little finger of timber. The deer like to run through here. Come up through here. And right there where my tree stand is. Boom. Right there on the right where that little finger meets the bigger timber right there. Okay. Well, we're about at a conclusion here. We thought you'd enjoy this flight. Talked a little bit about Real ID coming up, about summertime flying and flying in the fall of the year and the winter. There's an old dirty old pond over there on the right. And we got a train chase as a bonus. Can't ask for much more than that when you're flying. I mean, geez, what else can you want? So I get a little carried away when I see those trains and stuff. You know how you were when you were younger. At least I was. I love trains and planes, all that neat stuff. So we're going to take a spin here. More trains coming down that way. Yep, everything still works. Take a peek down. There we are. The Mini 3 Pro does not have precision landing. It usually, if I let the automatic landing land at, she usually gets within 10 or 15 using a GPS, and that's about as good as you can expect out of GPS. There's an error built in the GPS system that started back in the military. They didn't want to know. They wanted to build an error of at least 15, 20 feet in. They didn't want people to be able to pinpoint our soldiers. So they actually built a larger error in the NAT, and over the years it's been, but there still is a good 10 to 15 feet error on most of the GPS coordinates. And when you see like the Mini, or like the Air 3 and the Mavic Pro and the Classic, all those high dollar drones that have the precision landing, well, they have the precision landing because they've got that camera in the bottom along with the GPS that actually takes a picture of the landing area. That's why they want you to bring it up when you take off with that drone or any of the big drones. Bring it up to 21 feet or so, let it sit there for a little while. Then it get all the information it wants about the landing spot. And once it does that, then you shouldn't have any problem. It should find its way back with no problem at all. Now we're backing up and we're getting ready to sit down. Everybody stay safe. Have a good one out there. Go by the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Best way to get by in life, that's for sure. Hopefully we'll have some more content out for you. This one was a little choppy. Editing was a little rough on this old computer, but we got her done anyway. Stay safe, everybody. Thanks for watching. Watch the rest of my Mini 2 and Mini 3 videos. Later.